أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In this session, we are going to talk about how to use process with multiple mediators. However, we are going to address one of the limitations of process macro in SPSS as well. One of the limitations of process macro in SPSS is that it does not allow you to have multiple independent or dependent variables, although you can have multiple mediators. Now, to solve this issue, we can use a process in SmartPLS. So the process models allows you to have multiple independent and multiple dependent variables. Now if you've got SmartPLS, and in this case I've got this process model or process project here as well. So I'm going to select it and create a new process model in the process project, and I'm going to name it, let's say, multiple IVs and multiple mediators. Save. Now here is my canvas. So let's say I've got one IV that is organizational learning. I've got another IV that is collaborative culture. I've got one mediator which is organizational commitment. Another mediator which is, let's assume, reliability. And in this case, let's have just one DV, organizational performance. I'll click here, select all, and then Alt X to hide the indicators. You can hide the indicators by right clicking and hide indicators. Now let's arrange the model. Organizational learning, the mediators here, and my DB here. Now connect, and let's connect them here. This is one path. This is another path. Direct relationship. Select. Let's arrange it a bit more here. All good. So I've got two paths where this one path, OL, OP, and the relationship is mediated by OC. CC, OP, and the relationship is mediated by reliability. So what I'm proposing here is that the impact of OC on OP is not direct, but rather it passes through this third variable, OC. Similarly, the impact of CC on OP is mediated by reliability. Now, I've got the direct relationships here and then the indirect relationships. So I can have multiple hypotheses here. Let's say this could be my H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, and then my mediation hypothesis. OC mediates the relationship between OL and OP. H8, reliability mediates the relationship between CC and OP. The direct relationship, just one example, let's say, organizational learning has a significant impact on organizational commitment. Now, let's run the model. Go to calculate. Let's do path analysis. You can use standardized or unstandardized. Let's start. So the path analysis will give you the path coefficients. The path coefficients for the specific indirect effects, well, they look strong enough. You can have your R square for your endogenous variables. You can have your F square as well. You can have your alpha values. You can have your collinearity diagnostics. Well, they are less than 3, so they are all good. Now, what I am interested in is testing the significance of the paths. So I'll go to bootstrapping. 5000 minimum recommended. Let's do bias corrected and accelerated bootstrap to get more stable solutions. One tailed because I know the direction of relationship. And let's use standardized and let's start. Now here are the results, and well, all of them are significant except for this one. Now, if this is insignificant and this is the direct relationships, don't be worried about it because you are testing mediation at this moment. Now, this does not mean that CC has got an insignificant impact on OP. In this case, it could mean that the impact is passing through the other pathway that you have or that you have proposed, the mediation pathway. So in this case, reliability could fully mediate the relationship between CC and OP. In this case, the direct path is significant. This means that some of the path maybe, or some of the effect rather, is passing through this path and some of the effect is passing through indirectly through OC. Now go to inner model and select path coefficients and p-values. Look at this. So first, let's look at the direct relationships. So all the direct relationships except for this one are significant. So 5 of the 6 hypotheses are significant, where look at this path coefficients. These are beta values, weight of impact, standard error, t statistics. Only this is insignificant. The rest of them are significant. Why? Because the p-value is less than 0.05 and your t statistics is greater than 1.645 because I used one-tail test. If I would have used two-tailed, then I would have compared it to 1.96. So your direct relationships are significant. Good enough. Now I am interested in the indirect effects. That is the effect of OL on OP passing through OC. The effect of CC on OP passing through reliability. This is what mediator is all about. Testing the mechanism of impact. How OL influences OP. How CC influences OP, whether the impact is direct or passing through some other variables. In this case, I'm proposing that it is not direct but rather passing through some other variables. So how do I test it? Now open report and look at this. Specific indirect effects. Now you've got two mediation analysis from OL, OC, OP, CC, reliability and OP. Both of them are significant. Now this shows that OC mediates the relationship between OL and OP and reliability mediates the relationship between CC and OP. So now what type of mediation is it? Is it full mediation or is it partial mediation? Now let's go to the graphical output. Let's look at this one. OL, OC, OP. Now the direct relationship, is it significant? OL to OP? Well, it is significant. You can look at it here as well. OL to OP, is it significant? Yes, it is significant. The indirect effect was significant as well. From OL to OC to OP was significant as well. So what does this mean? This means that some of the effect of OL on OP is passing through this variable, whereas some of the effect is passing through this path. So some of the effect of OL on OP is passing through this path here directly, whereas some of the effect is passing through this path indirectly through OC. So if both the effects, that is direct and indirect, are significant, this means partial mediation because some of the effect is passing directly, some of the effect is passing indirectly. Now in this case, the impact of CC on OP directly is insignificant. Look at this, CC on OP is insignificant. Whereas the indirect effect is significant. Look at this, CC, reliability, OP, it is significant. So when the direct effect is insignificant and the indirect effect is significant, this means the impact of CC on OP or the effect of CC on OP is passing through reliability completely. Although some of it is passing directly as well, but it is negligible because the p-value is very high. So in this case, when the direct effect is insignificant and the indirect effect is significant, this means full mediation. The effect of CC on OP is passing through reliability rather than directly. So in this case, there is mediation. This is partial and this is full. So this is how you can use process macro to take advantage of the limitation of process macro in SPSS. You have to come down to SmartPLS. and use it for your multiple independent variables. You can have multiple dependent variables here as well. Thank you very much.